put the column together today. We've got it all cleaned up and polished up. All the stainless has been cleaned, the copper's been all cleaned and polished, all the bubble caps retightened. We're ready to put this sucker back together. So start with the O-ring or a gasket. We're going to put the column on, put some bolts on it. We'll put the D-flag on top of that, top on, and then all the pipes go back onto it. So it's a fairly straightforward process, fairly easy. So we're going to start doing that right now.
That's a mighty raspy voice Mike's got there, and he might have to try a little bit of garlic vodka to remedy it. The boys are ready to put the distilling column back together after a good bit of maintenance and a right thorough cleaning. And they've made it shine like a brand new penny.
Just lining up the bolt holes to make sure that they're all lined up properly. So we want to make sure that it's not just off a little bit. The bolt's got to drop straight in so they don't damage the threads. The gaskets, we don't want to squish them or smear them, if you will. We want it to kind of drop straight down on it. And straight, it looks like Sean's already putting the bolts in, so we got it good. See exactly what I meant by having them perfectly lined up. So we can just drop that, it just slides right in there. It doesn't bind anywhere. So we know we're perfectly straight. Just get all the bolts in and then we'll tighten it across from each other, just like when you put on a tire on your car. Sean and I learned the hard way when we were putting the still together. If you wrench these stainless steel nuts and bolts really fast together, they heat up and the thread will wave and they'll seize onto themselves. So you have to tighten it slowly.
Is that all of them, buddy?
Yeah, we got them all in.
Oh man, that's awesome. So here we are, we're out north of Spruce Grove today at Jesperson's farm. They're potato farmers, sod farmers, and also corn farmers. And we're going to be doing something very unique today. We're going to be combining corn in the snow. And that's not a normal thing. The type of corn that we need for our bourbon has to be sweet corn in order for us to have a nice bourbon at the end. And that type of corn doesn't reach maturity this far north the way that it does down in southern Alberta. So we have to wait till it freezes so that it's hard enough to run through a combine. So we're going to be harvesting some frozen corn today. Most guys that grow corn this far north, they grow it for silage. We were lucky to find somebody crazy enough to try and combine it. So Corey's figured out how to do it, and we're going to go riding around the combine with him a bit today. Looks like he's having some belt trouble here. He's always doing repairs. That's the life of a farmer. Part veterinarian, part electrician, part human resources man. So today, belt repair man. At least he's not shoveling manure today. How you doing, Corey?
All right.
You just about got this thing fixed up?
No.
No?
We got no way to go.
You need the belt stretcher, right?
We do, yeah.
Keep that right beside your pipe stretcher?
Pipe stretcher, the board stretcher.
Exactly.
100% an experiment
Yeah.
is grain corn here, but you know, they're interested in every farmer's looking for another
crop. Yeah.
We had 4 varieties across this one. This one is rated for the lowest amount of heat units required to get to maturity.
Okay, yeah.
Didn't really matter. We got a frost August 27th
Yeah.
or something. Took the top foot off of it.
Yeah.
And then another week and a half later got another frost.
How
But,
big are the cobs? I guess we'll see once we get over
they
there.
range. You know, we had not great germination in the spring, so a little bit of inconsistency.
Yeah.
You can tell when we combined, we hit that one ridge there, and it was drier, and it just inside the hopper just yellow, and it looked good.
Okay,
and
yeah.
then you get into the you know, less stuff that was less mature.
Yep.
And then you get more cob chunks
Yeah,
and more chaff.
all that
It just-
chaff, yeah. How many acres of this have we got here?
There's 17 acres that we
not
left
too much.
out
Good.
there.
Okay, awesome.
Let's get inside from all that ice and snow and put a little heat back in our bones with some of Mr. Curry's horseradish vodka.
Anybody that's brave enough to drink something that looks like that, I'll tell you. This looks like seaweed or something.
Find the bottom of an aquarium.
You know, sometimes experiments work and sometimes they don't, but I guess we'll find out
We'll
here.
have to find out real quick.
All right, we're gonna have to strain that deal out of here, so. So we don't need the whole thing, just enough to taste. Oh, there's all kinds of floaters in there. All right, well, God hates a coward.
It's the only way we're gonna
You want to try some? Oh, it's got some horseradish kick to it.
She's got some.
Needs more dill. The dill comes late. I thought it would actually be worse than that considering what it looks like. I don't know, man. I think let's throw these extra ingredients in, give it another week and see what it does. Yeah.
Mikey, our experiment is needs a little tweaking.
Mike doesn't have any faith in this.
Come have a little sample there. Tell us what you think.
Some more,
More dill?
a little bit of everything, I
A
think.
little bit of everything.
I don't know the flavors.
It's not bad, right? The dill comes through late, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is the proper way to juice a lemon or lime. You get it like this, and you've cut all your sides off. Instead of just cutting it in half, you get way, way, way more juice out of it this way.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, of course you get way more out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It was a cool thing I learned. Yeah.
Where was that at? Where'd you do
I was at Sorrentino's actually.
Yeah.
A cooking class there. Karen booked it. It was 5 couples, and we got to go right in the kitchen and had our aprons on, and we're cooking and got to learn from a real chef.
Let's check in on Mike and Sean and see how the boys are doing putting that column assembly back together. It looks like they're headed the right direction, but they may need a ladder to hit some of them top bolts.
Perfect. Tight all the way around. Let's put
All the torque, bud.
up to torque. Let's put the D flag on now.
Sounds good, man. Well, we got a little gasket that goes on top here. So if we just came in and just rubbed it on the top, we might tear that gasket and then we'll be taking everything apart again. So want to try to avoid that. So try to get it perfectly down as we can instead of rubbing it around.
Need the big ladder for the other side. But this for a short choke? What do you mean? That's a big, tall ladder.
I know. I'm bigger than yours.
While your short ass was getting that big, tall ladder, I've got all my bolts.
All the way up here.
I got all my bolts on already.
Hey, man, get your fingers off there. I just polished this thing.
Voila. D flags on, torque it, pipes. Just needs to be wiped off after, that's all.
That is one hell of a job, gentlemen. We're going to head out in the cornfield and see what Jeff's up to since he wasn't helping anyway.
These are one of the crappy ones, yeah.
Yeah, so that came from as a result of the early frost. Well, there, that one's better.
That's a decent one, yeah.
Oh, for sure we're gonna dry it down because it will just turn into, it'll start
Heating right up, right?
Heating right
yeah,
up right
exactly.
away.
Yeah.
if we don't. But we can run it through the cleaner. Like we can take all that chaff out.
That would help
You're
a
gonna
lot.
lose a lot of the little chunks that would have probably worked, but you'll get a good sample, and
Yeah.
you know, I'd be willing to do that. We
Cool.
can arrange that.
Wonder if there's a way to get it cracked at the same time. Because
Get
when
it
I
cracked.
run this through my roller mill,
Yeah,
especially the stuff that sat over winter,
yeah.
Just-
so hard,
it pulverized it. Like
Dust.
it turned it to dust. Yeah.
and you don't. That's not
Too
that's
fine.
good,
Yeah.
Too fine.
We need to just crack, like feed, like crack corn feed.
So here it's quite a bit lower right here. We had our cornfield from last year was right here, the stuff that we combined. And so it didn't get silage, so we had a lot more chaff and straw. And so we got really poor germination. Oh, he's picking up the stuff off the ground. Leave it, buddy.
Well, I've never seen Jeff spill a drop, so I guess it makes sense he's picking up every cob too.
That's how it's supposed to look, all those cobs. We'll get them.
Only in Alberta will you see a fella have to throw on a set of snow chains to finish his combining.
It's cool seeing the combine running in the snow.
Yeah, I'll go get the truck. All right.
Just pull it upside.
There's a bit spilling out, but
coming up. No, just missing a few cobs or whatever. That other concave but made a difference. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Or we'll swing the auger out and see what happens. So grain tank 3/4 full. That's not a bad buzzer. So often when we're harvesting other crops, we unload on the go. So you just swing the auger out and it's like, keep on going, get under there, trucker.
It's been a few years since Jeff has been behind the wheel of a grain truck. Hopefully he remembers what he's doing.
That's her.
You good, Mike? Right on, man.
Yeah.
Let's get some seals and get some water into this baby.
There we go, eh?
Man, I can't wait to get rid of these hoses.
Yeah, it would be nice when we can put that stainless that you've built for us to put on there.
All this maintenance was done to fix a leaking seal on a cook pot. And it looks like the boys got her done.
Can you get a
You think
clamp
so?
on that?
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna put steam to this.
Yeah, I have to steam it first because of the work you
I
did.
want to see if that leaks or not.
Your patch.
My
Yeah,
patch? Go.
exactly. That we have to test, and just to get any, sludge that might have been in there, we'll do hot water through it.
My hand up there, Mike?
A C-clamp. Now we're going to connect the water to the bottom of the D flag, and then we'll connect the drain on the top of the D flag. And the drain's hooked up. It's starting to look like a column again.
After a few final bolts were twisted and nuts were turned, Old Mighty Morley's ready to get back to work and make some of our favorite liquors. And just like a hot rod, a little maintenance goes a long way.
The last thing we need to do for the column is put on the thermostat on the top. The real tricky part of putting these columns back together is making sure that all the pipes are lined up again. So sometimes you got to play with them a little bit to make sure that everything lines up again. It's always, when everything heats up and cools down, there's always a little bit of movement with the metal and the steel, the stainless. So, one last clamp. Thermostat looks pretty good at that angle. Bob's your uncle. Columns back together again. Perfect. I'll just put the submarine windows and she's ready to rock. So we'll put in our submarine windows.
Need that handy wrench?
Nope, just hand tight. You never want them tighter than hand tight. Because when the column heats up, it's going to expand and everything's going to tighten up a little bit more. So no need to do any tighter than hand tight.
Well, Mike, that looks good, buddy.
It does. Thanks, Sean. That's awesome.
Well, job done, man.
Right on, brother. Let's go get some lunch.
Good old lunch.
Over time, when a oak barrel sits empty without any booze in it, it has a tendency to dry out. When it dries out, it'll start falling apart and getting all loose, and all the staves are loose. And this is one this has happened to. So you can see everything's loose, dried out. So I'm going to put this one back together. We're going to steam it so it'll swell up and it'll hold our favorite product, either a rye or a barley single malt. So I'm going to go ahead, put the lid back together. We'll see if I can get this back in there without it falling on the ground.
How are you making out?
It's coming.
This is a barrel that we had down at Grey Cup. That's why all these signatures are on it, actually. We wanted to make a special batch of whiskey and release it the next time the Edmonton Eskimos win the cup. I'm glad he's doing this and not me. I wouldn't have the patience.
I'd try, but I'd say screw it. I'd blow it up.
I don't know if Jeff parked in the right spot or got lucky where he stalled it, but either way, he's ready to collect his winter corn.
This brings back some memories of being on the farm, helping my granddad. Spent a lot of hours in a cab of a truck like this, I'll tell you. Never harvested corn before, though. Looking pretty good.
Got a little bit of work out of you.
No kidding. I gotta do something when I'm here, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
If you don't work, you don't eat.
That's how it works.
Yes.
I think it's gonna work. We're probably gonna have to tweak the process a little bit more before it's perfected, but
Oh yeah, there's always improvements. That's why we keep doing this every year.
exactly.
If we nailed it the first time, done, out.
That's no fun. That
No,
exactly.
no, we got to keep failing just a little bit to
You bet.
keep the ambition up.
Well, I gotta run. Thank
Okay.
you very much for having us out here.
Anytime,
again.
Jeff.
You betcha.
All right.
And hope you get the rest of your shipment out today, like it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I got the text from this inspector. It's good to go.
Perfect. Right on. Thanks, bud.
All right, man.
Cheers.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh, it's running smooth now.
It looks terrible in there. But you should see what mash looks like when it's fermenting. It's not the prettiest stuff, especially sour mash, where we introduce a little bit of other stuff in there, bacteria-wise, on purpose to change the flavor. It doesn't look very pretty, but tastes good by the time we're done our process with it. So.
Mr. Curry's vodka's got a real mean bite to it, so the boys are gonna pretty it up with a few more ingredients.
Here's all I got here, 30 grams.
Remember how many times we used to make stuff and not write it down? And then it would be really good, we could never recreate it again. Bailey, can you write down the ingredients we're adding in here? Because we always forget.
So far 4 limes, and it'll be 30 grams of basil.
Somebody better write down all the ingredients they used, or these guys are gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
The lime changes everything. Gotta say A lot in our show, just in case the guys from Moonshiners are watching. We say A, they say y'all.
They can sit and laugh, eh?
We both play football. Except we got bigger balls and a longer field. And one less down.
And one less down, exactly.
It really doesn't look that pretty, but maybe when it's all done, it'll have a nice green color to it. Should we try and do some of this horseradish root? Because I don't think it has enough of that either, actually. I think everything needs, should we grate that or peel it and grate it? You ever eaten a piece of horseradish root?
I have never.
Well, today is your lucky day. Well,
Nice little texture.
is it spicy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A piece.
Oh yeah. Wasabi light right there.
The second bite got it.
It's really sweet. I'm shocked how sweet it is.
Oh yeah, nostrils.
Don't try this at home, kids. Okay, we should weigh this to see how much of this we put in here, because we'll never be able to reproduce this if we hit a jackpot of a recipe. 91 grams of horseradish. Gotta kick the spice up on this bad boy. I don't mind this color. If we can, we'll be able to filter all the particulates out of here. If it holds that green color, I don't mind that color at all, actually.
Gives it that,
All right, let's
give
let
it
her
a
steep.
week.
Let Bailey babysit it,
Come back, try again.
and we'll save this horseradish in case we need more.
Yep.
Hey Bailey, can you clean this up for us? It's worth a try.
Not happening, man.
If anyone has got hands for wood, it's Grant. Now let's see how he's doing on that whiskey barrel, and if he earned the title, Super Duper Hooper Cooper.
Done. Easy as pie. Just needed a couple of extra hands. I'll put some steam on it and we'll swell it up. And then we'll put some nice spirits in it. This is the barrel we just finished putting together. It's now ready for steam, so I'm going to put the steam hose in there and I'm going to go turn the steam on. And we're going to try not to blow this one up. There we go. We got some steam going in there. Now if I plug it right up, see it start leaking out all over the place here pretty quick. Yep, all that stuff will fill in. It'll swell right up. Usually takes about 15, 20 minutes on a barrel like this. We have to do it every time before we fill a barrel. We have to make sure it's all swollen up and hydrated so that it won't leak any spirits out when we fill it and put it on the shelf. So we steam it. Once it's done steaming, it should be hot through. The wood should be hot to the touch, and it should be swollen up enough then that it'll hold liquid after that. Give it a tap, everything moves. The only thing that holds these barrels together is the seal of wood to wood. There's no mechanical fasteners in there at all. Yeah, we use steam all the time, pretty well all day long. This boiler's on making steam. We use the steam to heat and cook the mash. Steam also runs the still, and we use it to disinfect and sterilize all of our fermenters before we put the mash in there. Bring them up to a nice hot temperature, make sure everything's killed inside. All the bacteria growth inside's all gone. So we use steam lots. One of the best cleaning things you can use is steam.
After getting all that hot steam on, it's time to blow some steam off. Hopefully Grant's hard work doesn't all go to waste.
Grant's been complaining that some of these barrels are in such bad shape that he can't get them to hold liquid, and we're gonna do him a favor and get rid of the worst one here. Watch this.